Hi, this is Paul from the Tech Modeler channel with an update on a future build. This will be a build alongside, which it most probably be quite quick because there's not too many parts with the vehicle. This is a full transit van. This is a police version, but I won't be building that. They will be building this without the lights on, which are separate, so it won't make any difference to the build. And it will be built as a specific delivery vehicle, and that's all I'm going to say. But the kit number is 3657. It's made by Italeri. It's in 1/24 scale. And as you can see, that's what it looks like on the side of the box. Gives you a few details. It says they were produced from 1953 onwards up to sort of 1980-ish, that period. And this is the Mark II version. And the one thing I like about it, it's a bit similar to my old Peugeot partner I've got out the front, the Quicksilver version. It's the back hatch has got a hatchback. It's an hatchback. It comes up in the air, and you can, if it's raining, it's really good because you can stand underneath to get your shopping out and all the bits and pieces, and you've still got a bit of shelter there as well. On this particular model, the back door does open, and so does the actual driver and passenger's door. The side door doesn't open, which is a pity, but then again, it doesn't really too much. It still is a really nice representation of the vehicle in question. On the other side of the box, a bit of advertising. They've got a Ford Escort there, the ORS 1800 version with which is a Mark II, and they do that as a rally car, and they make that model as well. So that's quite an interesting build on that. And that kit number, if anyone's interested, is 3655. There you go. Now the gas version is exactly the same in the box as what this one, without the headlights, and obviously the decal difference, or decals difference, is basically the fact that this is British Gas's vehicle and not the police. I'm going to be building this as I said, a delivery vehicle, but with a difference to a particular shop. There you go. So that's all I'm going to say. There you go. So what we got there is the box top, and as you can see, I've undone the box to make it a bit quicker on the actual this actual run through. Here we go. I'm going to put that down. And I come to the destructions now, as I like to call them. Here they are, and you've got your usual splurb on the front for the a bit of history about the vehicle, which is on exactly the same sort as on the side of the box. And if I hold that up there and zoom in a bit, I've got it on manual. I think if I hold that still now, you'll be able to read it. But if you pause now, you can read that at your own leisure and then carry on with the video if you want to continue on. There you go, dropping down. I'm going to bring the actual focus back to the desk. There you go. And all this is a general instruction. It's a straightforward kit. This is a curbside kit, so there's no engine detail and no wiring to do to the block. It's just basically a curbside vehicle. And it gives you the first few pages basically is paint call outs, which I'm going to be moving away from, including the black, because I'll be doing chrome bumpers and bits and pieces on this, and chrome engine grille. Of course, gives you all the sprues, looks A, B, C, D and E. So there's only 4 sprues in question for this vehicle, so it shows you how small it is. One of them is actually the clear parts with all the tail lights and bits and pieces, and you've got a set of tyres 5x5 because this has got the spare tyre that goes underneath the chassis, and the colour call out's quite clear. Another thing is, when you start building the kit, you're straight into the chassis, the underneath main chassis, and basically you start off with the wheels and the axle. So you've got the main axle at the back, and then you've got the actual front axle with the tyres and road wheels actually moved left and right, so you can actually move them. The only sad bit is there's no linkage between that and the steering wheel, so you won't notice that. But you know, it's not a big issue, but it would have been a nice little thing to have, so the steering wheel actually moved in sync with it. It's possible to build it, but I don't want to go into really super detail in this kit. I'm just going to go straight for out of the box build, but doing it to a vehicle of my own choice. I've already produced the decals for this particular model, so that's okay myself. So that was okay, and you'll see them when we get to it. So it's pretty straightforward. Build a chassis up, build the road wheels at the front for the front axle and rear axle. Put a bit of suspension on the front, so you've got this front suspension here that goes on there, which allows the road wheels to work. It does say about painting the shock absorbers at the front blue. I'll be doing them black, because gloss black, because that's a big colour I've seen most of people do. I mean, and also they say it's what colour it was. It may have been blue, but I'm going to go with the black. And plus, this is a refurbed vehicle, a completely refurbished vehicle. So for me, in 2018 when it's been done. What a liar I am. Haha. I'm building it anyway. So anyway, we go. So number 1 is all about the lower chassis. Number 2 is a little bit more about the lower chassis. You can see there you're going into putting the exhaust pipe on, the fuel tank together, and putting the road wheels into place. So I may or may not do that, but it looks like you can do that and get away with painting it all as well at the same time, because the chassis is separate from the top body part. Doors are actually openable. You can actually cut this window down and make it look as if it's down, but I'm not going. I'm going to keep it like that because the doors do open anyway. I like the fact they've got these separate interior bits, because you can actually spray paint the inner panel and the outer panel, and when you put it on you've still got a lovely pocket, and I've seen the mould, there's a lovely pocket there, so you can actually put road maps in there and things like that, so scale road maps to look good. This is the rear panel behind the driver, and the clear panel, he looks back into the van, obviously if he wants to check if everything's okay. The lower chassis then has its main body floor put in for the actual box part of the vehicle, storage area, and that's a separate bit that links down onto the main body. Looks really nice. It says it's F, and I think that's F is gloss white. So because the vehicle's white, the outside and the inside will be gloss white. So mine will be gloss of another colour. Bit of a tip to egg teaser. Here we've got the actual gear stick going in place, which is good. And that's our number 3. So all the doors being put together, and the back rear panel is being put together on stage 3. Stage 4 is to actually add in the floor panel into the van body. Let's get it right. The body of the van inside the actual main chassis, so that's okay. Then that means the chassis is more or less finished then. Then it's got the carpet area to actually mark up and bits in the step. It says G for that and M for the other. So what's G? G is flat black for the actual step as you step up, and that's a simulating rubber, I presume. There you go. Next one is number 5. Now the 5 is all about putting the seats together, and this is where you've got a bit of a choice. Obviously you put the seats together, and it's a matter of where they go, because it's got a left hand and right hand drive in this vehicle, because these vans were produced in Germany and in Britain, so, and used in both Europe and in Britain. So obviously we drive on the right, so I'll be doing the right, and anyone who drives on the left, obviously for Europe, will be doing that. And you've got this lovely call out down here explaining just that. Just got to make sure you do a bit of care there. Then you're getting back to painting the body. Now it doesn't mention about painting anything in the body, but you do paint the body. It's because it's all white, they want you to spray it all white, but on my colours will come out and you'll see them later. But you actually put these bit panels in, so they need painting before you drop them into place. And there you go. So, and it's saying cut this bit off, so there's a bit to cut off as well. When we get to that, I'll be able to see that. 2 different, as we said, steering column areas, because obviously one's left and one right. So pretty straightforward so far. We're up to 6 already, and we're on that part. We've already started working with putting the doors in as well on the actual rear, because they, as I said earlier on, they work. They have got a big glass panel at the top. So that's that. Coming over the other side now, and we're getting, this shows you how quick this vehicle is going to be, because it is a curbside. We're getting round now to putting the lower chassis into the actual van body hole, and then you start talking about picking your bumpers, and that's all this part is about, the bumpers. Now I'm going to be chroming mine. It's out of character, but the point is, as far as I'm concerned, these are made of metal. They were painted black. They might have even been plastic, but I'm having them as metal, and they've been chromed over. So there you go. And they do chrome over plastic with some bits and pieces, but mine's going to be proper. Use nail clad for that, I will say that. And then you've got your windows going in, and then the doors fixed in place afterwards. So hopefully they have a nice snug fit. Then you decide, this is where you get into the added last bits and pieces, which is the front grille and the headlights in place, and the tail lights and the indicators, and to the back as well in the front. And then if you're doing the police version, which I'm not, this is where you add your 2 lights in opposite corners on the top, and then you start adding your decals. So it's as simple as that. It's quite straightforward. It's an Italia kit, so there you go. Really nice. I think it's quite good. Going to be nice. It's a nice size now, as we're going to see in a second. Right, here we go. So let's go start from the body side first. Now straight away we're going to see this body's quite big. There she is, and I'll come down a bit lower so you can see a bit more detail. Or as low as I can anyway. There you go, that's as far as I can go. But I can bring her up a little bit, hopefully. There you go. I think you can see the detail there. It's really nice and neat. And I might be able to get a bit more focus. Virtually okay. Anyway, so there you go. So you can see the body shape's quite big, and it's quite a nice body shape. There is a few raised areas here, well, there shouldn't be here, because that's the bonnet. But I'm going to be using a nice bit of fine sandpaper to go around and do a whole sweep over the whole body, and not much itching any of the areas that I've got detail on, just to get rid of some of the raised bits we put on there where they shouldn't be. Be doing that. There's not too much to do on this, because I know that I've seen someone on YouTube has built one and he said the same. So, but I will run around with a light rub around, and any panels I think need going deeper, I'm going to use the old scriber to actually scribe down a bit. We're using the old Showtime Studios method, old Hunter, and his method, because I've watched that as well. And there's 1 or 2 others do the same thing, so I will mention them next time when I get around to doing this build. Really enjoying some of the car builds on YouTube, like Rambler 69 and all the others. Old Charlie Max does a few vehicles, a couple. No, he's a good, fantastic modelers. They really are good. So I'm going to try and do something. But inside we've got a bit of clean up to do inside there, just a touch, just a bit of a seam there. But of course, a lot of that's not going to be seen. A lot of these vehicles had panels inside and they had shelves on if they were a delivery vehicle. So, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do that. But I'm definitely going to be doing that. There's a lip there, definitely. You can feel it. So it's got to be sanded smooth to give it that lovely flowing up when you paint it. Otherwise, with the gloss paint, they stand out like a sore thumb. There you go. So that's quite a nice looking model. Yep, there you go. So I'll place that over there. Next thing, I've undone the bags. I'm going to bring both bag out, but I'm also going to just do this one. There we go. It's one at a time. Hopefully this is going to show up nice on here. It will be. Oh, it's a bit better because it's on my desk. Right, here we go. So what we've got here, we've got the actual dashes, because you've got two separate dashes, one for left hand and right hand drive, for either the European one or the British one, or the British Isles one. And I say British Isles, well, United Kingdom, so that we are still that at the moment, and hopefully it'll always stay that way. Basically, we've got the fuel tank part halves that go on the underneath your chassis. You've got the choice of that bumper, or the one that's on the other for it. Oh no, it's over here. There it is, that bumper there. That's the one I'll possibly be using. I'm not sure yet, but I think that will, because that's the one that'll look better when it's chromed. These are the door panels I'm talking. If you can see daylight between them, that is the actual glove compartment bit, which is quite a nice touch. There's the actual grille, and this would be in a plastic. Would actually be semi-gloss black with this one. That's going to be chromed over by me and all. So I'm going to be doing a bit of chroming on this little girl, because this is going to be a Mark II Transit that's been updated in 2017 to 19 and actually been produced for one person. It's been a special build, and they've actually had a lot of money spent on it, getting it back to factory condition, but with a different look. And so there you go, that's it. And you've got these seat bits and pieces here. Not sure what that is at the moment, but we will get to it later. You've got oh, there's the crankshaft down there. Basically, all the wheels here, all going to be painted. Now I must probably be doing, depending on, I can't remember if there's hubcaps. If there's hubcaps, I'll be okay. I should just do the tyres in whatever colour. Might even do the colour of the chassis, and basically then put the hubcaps in with in chrome using Alclad 2. So that looks quite nice. There's the sort corner bumpers as well for the rear, so that looks nice. There you go. The seat, it's got some nice detail there. It's going to look nice, and the seats will be done in beige, like I did for the Corvette, because I do the Chevy pickup truck, because I did like that colour, and I've got carpet colour to do the actual real carpets inside with this flock, so that'd be nice, and that's beige as well, so it fit in really nice with the seats, so the floor and that'd be the same. And I most probably doing the same with the actual dashboard, give it that colour for the seat colour with a slight tonal difference, most probably, to give it a slight tweak to it, as it were. So that's right. That's sprue number 1. Or A, is it? Sprue A? Let's have a look. Sprue 2, it says. Oh, sprue C that is. So this is, what's this one here? Look for the sprue number. Very small sprue number. Oh, this is sprue D. So we have got another one in there somewhere. Oh, the white one. Oh, there it is. I'll come to that yet. So it's number A is the first one. But anyway, this is the chassis, as you can see. Quite big. Not too much clean up. I should do a bit of sanding. There is indentation. You see those in the pattern in their plastic. That's not going to be seen, and I might put some flocking or carpet down in the back of this as well to give it, so it's all got a carpet all the way through, give it that sort of look about it. It's actually updated. Exhaust pipe, one piece all the way through, and I will hollow out that at the end so it actually looks like it's the actual fumes could come out of it. Mirrors, I most probably do the same with those, make them into chrome as well. Give them a good chrome look about them as well. So, or leave them black. I'm not sure about that. Could leave them black, but I think a good idea to go for the chrome. Steering wheel, obviously the shocks for the front, and there's a handbrake handle. There's the gear stick, and the other rear shocks are there as well. There's the actual part of the steering linkage over there, and that's part that actually holds the spare tyre underneath the vehicle. There you go. Oh no, there is that part over there. So that must be a chassis bit later on. It all fits under there. So it just looks nice. So that's that part, that's that sprue. So we've done 2 sprues now. Put my sprues there. This must be the A sprue, and I've got it open it. I have, here we are, and is it A? Let's go in there. Can't see a letter on it. Oh, it's B-sprue, this one. Here's the B-sprue. And basically you can see the doors, and they've got a little bit of a lip round them, but that'd be with a nice bit of very fine sandpaper, and I'm talking about sort of 2000 grit, something like that, just to take off the shine so the actual primer can get onto them and give them a clean up. And you can see where the actual rear door would open up completely, and these doors look really good, and even the inner bodywork looks really good. And what I was talking about doing the back, I won't do that. I'll keep forgetting this plate goes inside, and this is the bit that covers all those horrible bits we saw in the mould, so it's going to be covered by this beautiful plate here. So that will be the body colour as well, so that whatever colour I do it, be in there, be beautiful. And I might put a couple of boxes in there, and just so you can see something, and we'll see what's going to be the boxes when I do them. So there you go. So that's that bit. So that's the number C, I think I said. And that's B. So we had BC, and now we've got some clear parts. I won't take these out because I don't want to scratch them, but they look really clear at the moment in there. There's the police lights that won't be used. There's the headlights, the tail lights, and the side lights at the front for the actual stop lights. Got to be painted obviously before you put them on there. And I think they've got a black surround there on that. We have to wait and see what I want to do with that. And there's the actual the back door one. I think that's the inner. That's the inner one for the actual inner frame that goes in, the divider between the driving compartment and the actual van part, and that's the back window of that. And two side windows for the passengers and drivers doors, and they all look really nice, so that's good. I'm going to leave those in the packet. Now for those of it that want to build, the police vehicle, here's the police vehicle's indicator. I'll put that down there. This is the actual decal sheet for the police vehicle, and it looks really nice, and I quite like the number plates, and I might stick with the number plates eventually. If you can say that it was a police vehicle and it was found in a scrapyard, and someone took it to one side and started stripping it right down, and did what my brother does with old Morris miners and things like that. He actually renovates them, and he actually takes them back to the bare frame. So, and this, I can say, this is what has been done with this particular vehicle. So nice to have all these decals, but they won't be no good to me because but I will hang on to them because I might want to make a police vehicle out of something later on. But I will keep that. But the number plates, I think I might still go with those because they do look really well defined. That's good. I'm not saying I couldn't print them as well, but they do look well defined. So there you go. So that's it. If you get, and also you've got the actual bit I will be using, which is the actual bit for the dials on the actual controller. And these little signs there, they're beautiful, little blue ones for the Ford on the front and the back on the door. So that's on the front of the grill area. There's a little place you can put that on. That's going to look really nice as well. Right, so that's that. The only thing that's coming up now is the tyres, because you know we all get tired of these vehicles. No, sorry, it's a bad joke. Anyway, so I'm not going to take them out of the things, don't want to lose them. But you get 5 of the little devils, and they actually, just looking through the plastic, and I don't know if you're going to see this. No, you can't. Oh, I'll take one out. No. Oh, it looks open anyway. But there it is. There you go. If I get the, I think you'll see the tread. The tread is really good. If I put my hand there, it might be a bit better. Got to keep the light on it, of course. Trying to keep the camera in there. There you go. There you go. I think you can see that much better. It's really good. And is there any markings on it? Not really. No actual writing on the tyre at all, but that's okay, you know, because it's not a problem. Now tyres after all. There you go. The actual tyre tread looks really good. So I'll put this back in the box and put over there. Yeah, that can go there. These can go there. Hold on. Instructions. And I'm going to put the body back in its bag, so at least it gets a bit of protection, even though I've got to sand it all anyway. I'll get it back in its bag. These things, you know what it's like when you get things out and you want to put them back in it, they never actually works. There you go, that's in there. Right, put the lid on. And that is it. And I'll get it all back in focus again. There you go, and out of it. And that's the kit I'm going to be doing. If my build along one for my special, when I'm just before or during the build of my next switcher buddy build. So after the Tigers are finished. So this is it. This is kit number 3657, the full transit van, the UK version, which I'll be doing. And obviously it's a police version, but you can build it as a civilian one anyway. And if you're really interested in it, basically you can still get the kit number, which is 3687 for the gas version, if that's what takes your fancy. There you go. But the good thing is, if you buy this kit, either the police one or the gas one, you can actually make it into a civilian vehicle, as I like to call it, and it can actually do whatever you like with it. So there you go. You can even make it into a military one if you wanted to. I suppose I bet some of them were used by the military. But there you go. So thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you're looking forward to this build, because I am. It's going to be a short one, because obviously it is a curbside kit, which is really nice. But I am going to go to town in the cab area. We're putting carpets and doing a change of colour things, because it is a vehicle for that I'm making. And so there you go. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore. And big shout out to Pete's Plastics. He's doing a great job with his kits, and he isn't very well, that young man, and he is actually getting on really well with his kits. And he's just finished building the KV1, I think it is. That's it, the one with the river, which I've got a kit of it somewhere here. And KV1, I think I've got it down there actually. KV1, and also he likes his T34s, T55, sorry, and I've got 2 of those to build later on, and he's done a fantastic job on the one he's working on at the moment. And he's got the base one, the Russian one, to do soon, the T55. So there you go. So go to look at his channel. He's doing a real good job over there. And that's enough of the call I want to do for today. But I will make a proper job of call outs at some point in the future. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope I didn't bore you too much. Catch you in the next one. Happy modelling. Bye.